Hey everyone, my name is Titanic and welcome back to the episode of Titancraft Season 10, episode number 170. Today is a bit unusual because I'm recording at 9:15 at night instead of like at 10:45 at night. So I'm actually a bit in a rush right now. I'm trying to do a few things so I can have some time to chill a little. I want to be able to chill earlier tonight. I want to do some other stuff tonight, and so my goal was to get an episode out a little bit earlier, or at least get it recorded, and I'll start editing it later probably because I have to go do chores. I have pigs to take care of. So today we're working on gathering materials for the Nether Hub again. It's kind of the continuation of that trend, the trend that some would say never ends. Although I do want to take a break from it pretty quickly. I have plans starting, I think, around about a week. Around a week from now, I think we'll do like another week of these episodes gathering stuff, and then I do want to switch gears for a while. More to the point, I guess more specifically, I want to look into doing stuff with some of the districts, trying to get that worked on, because I've mentioned before, I feel like overall the districts have been really, I guess, neglected up to this point. They haven't been given much love. A lot of Titancraft seems to hardly even recognize that they exist. And so I'm like, I think the best thing I can do for the group is get out there and get out there and just show what the districts are for. Like, that's, I guess they kind of always say, like, rule by example, and so that's what I want to do. I do want to quickly just check my materials list to see how much sandstone I need. Okay, sandstone, we need 12 stacks and 50. I have a great material list. I absolutely love what I did with it. It looks really neat, organized. It's color coded and all. I kind of color code it based on what it is. If it's part of the map, if it's part of the wall, if it's part of the floor that isn't the map, or the other category is just 1.16 exclusives, which there are a few of them. And I guess looking ahead to 1.16 at this point, it looks like we'll be able to get it hopefully probably by the 1st of July at this point. Maybe a little sooner, maybe a little later. I don't know how long paper's gonna take to update. I have this hunch, to be honest, that it's gonna be really quick. Like, I don't know what's telling me that, but I think I heard something that 1.15 was an absolute pain to like update code for at least, and that's what I thought I've heard about Optifine. And I've heard that 1.16 should not be such a pain. And so I have hope that we could get ourselves on a paper version of 1.16 very, very soon, which obviously I am looking forward to. I'm very mixed about the update. I've discussed it before, and I guess since even I know I had like an entire episode when Building Chicken me discussing the first pre-release. I'm still very divided about a lot of the update, especially like, you know, the whole the loading screen getting completely redone, which in my opinion looks 10 times uglier. The whole Nether being the title screen just looks odd. The replacement of zombie pigmen just has me scratching my head. And I'm very mixed with the entire idea of having trees in the Nether. I just like. And this isn't just because I'm sitting here to hate on everything Mojang does. Don't get me wrong. I like that they're trying to revamp some of the stuff. I just don't like it. Well, for the pigment thing, I think it was really stupid just to completely just rename. I mean, a retexture and remodel I can see. But the renaming thing is beyond me. I just feel like that was intentional to keep changing the game from what it was. And you could almost call it like denotchification. Like, I feel like they're trying to get rid of some of the stuff Notch did to the game, and they're really trying to make it separate. I've talked about it before, and so I think that's what that was. I don't see anything else beyond that. That's, in my opinion, at least the only logical answer. All right, we'll just have that much sandstone. We don't need an extra. Actually, I guess we'll keep the extra overflow in case. All right, now we'll switch to getting sand for the rest of the episode. So I don't know. I'm very mixed with the update, but overall, I am still excited to get my hands on it. I think it's gonna be a really cool update with a bunch of the new blocks. So, although I'm definitely skeptical of a lot of the update, I mean, again, the whole trees in the Nether thing, to me, that doesn't really fit very well. But that one I'm not too mad about. I mean, at least it's more building blocks. I guess the one other feature that did kind of piss me off is the whole idea of being able to set your spawn in the Nether. I'm like, it's hell. Like, they're trying to make hell this livable biome when that's not what the Nether was meant to be. And so I'm like, I know while some people are arguing, oh, they're just making it less useless. I don't see it that way. I think the Nether was cool kind of how it was, and I don't know, I was kind of originally hoping when I heard about the Nether update that they would just like make the new biomes microbiomes and like make it so like the old Nether made up like 2/3 of the Nether still. And when I heard that it's basically getting reduced down to probably around a quarter, I'm like, it just to me feels like something that's been the same way for 10 years is just so suddenly getting completely redone. It doesn't feel entirely right with me. It just doesn't sit right. That's kind of how I felt about a lot of the retextures. Obviously, I use the new textures for two reasons. A, as a YouTuber, I kind of feel like it's my job in a way to use the latest textures of the base game instead of texture packs. As well as I also just have this general thing where I'm not a real fan of some of the old textures too, so I'm like, yeah, but I haven't had the chance to blend the textures yet. I want to use both. Like, there's some textures I just think are undeniably better from each of them, and so it's a weird scenario, I guess I sit in here. I don't know. For now, though, we will remain with these textures. I don't know. Oh, welcome to my episode, Flash.
A Fortnite?
Not a Fortnite episode, thank God. But
you're like Season 5, or instead of mini games, you just do Fortnite. You count that as playtime.
Oh no, I guess that is a. Speaking of like mini games in the series, I have actually realized so far Season 10 kind of has its own little record here. No other season has had this many consecutive episodes only on the Titancraft Season 10 server. I'm yet to use like most of the long seasons I have like a testing world episode. We have like a mini game episode like that's not on Titancraft. We are yet to do that, and part of me, I'm very mixed about doing them at this point. I kind of like the idea of keeping Titancraft only Titancraft. I kind of, in a way, that's a regret of some of the other seasons, but at the same, I don't know. I'm mixed about them. I mean, in Season 5 when we did like the Realms mini games, I thought that was more acceptable than like going on Mineplex. But I mean, I do wish we could do more mini games, and figuring some of that out will be cool. Although,
coming over.
I guess I can't say too much about it because I don't know if it's confirmed yet publicly. But Titancraft is going to be sponsoring an event coming up, which I think would be pretty cool. I don't know when the footage. I don't know how much that's going to be announced publicly. I know that the person hosting it, like officially hosting it, is looking for new people to join it, the event, and trying to recruit people. But I have no clue if I'm allowed to speak of it publicly yet. So I can just say that Titancraft is hosting something publicly. Will it be under the Titancraft branding? I don't think so. I mean, I've thought about trying to negotiate that into the terms there, the fact that, like, hey, you're using our server, we should get, Titancraft should be in the name of it.
I just see sand disappearing.
Oh yeah, hello. So, I know, it'll be interesting.
He left his dog here.
Yeah, that dog I got in the last episode I was in the desert.
And also this ender chest.
Yeah, I can finally get to my ender chest to go home.
Hold on, I got this.
Oof. We are going to have to start filling up sand somewhere, like for permanent storage, and then we're also going to have to figure out for smelting, because we do need a ridiculous amount of it. I mean,
wait a minute. Where's my third shulker box?
I don't know. It's really going to be a grind trying to get everything smelted for this thing. I mean, getting any of the materials, I mean, I'm dreading the gravel gathering, I think, more than any other material. Every other material is like, okay, it's fine. But the fact that gravel itself is not exactly the most common resource, and sitting at the bottom of the ocean is... I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot easier to mine gravel before they made items float. Like, Clash, have you been gravel mining since they made items float?
No,
It's so annoying compared
when
to...
I need a couple pieces of obsidian, I've tried obsidian mining in the ravines for like a couple pieces of obsidian. Like when I was making my gold farm, I needed a little, like 30 more. So I'm like, there's no point in going to the end for 30 obsidian.
Yeah.
So I went underwater, and that was a bit annoying.
Like, when you're just trying to mass mine gravel, and not only are the layers not very thick, but all the items float to the surface. But they all float slowly, so they're all uneven in their depth. Like, compared to just in good old, like, 1.12 when I did gravel mining a lot in the ocean bottoms, like, it's not as convenient as it used to be. I mean, it's not impossible. It's still probably how I'm going to get the gravel, because I don't think there's any... I don't think getting 6.5 double chested gravel is really doable in any other way. I don't think
3 shulker boxes actually are empty. I've gone there quite a bit. They've gone from elytra holding to material holding to now sand holding.
Yeah. I am getting...
Me and Killer are done with that thing.
I am getting excited though for the Nether Hub's eventual completion. Like, finally that I got to build it in the testing world, then I should just say, I will show, the reason I've not showed it off in a while, I think I did in an early episode show off the start of the map I had going. The reason though I have not been into the testing world since I completed the design, because I usually would show that type of stuff off, is because of the fact that a lot of the Nether Hub right now is still using placeholder blocks from 1.15, so I could make my schematic the other day. Once 1.16 is out and I update all the blocks in there, I am going to take an episode where I go look at it so I can show off what we're actually working on, so you guys can see just the sheer scale of what we're attempting to build on the server here. It's going to be like, it is definitely much larger than I think most people expect. And I'm very happy with it, but yeah, I need
It'll
to
be the, will it be the biggest community project ever?
It'll be the biggest project we've ever had on any of our servers. And I think, I don't know of anybody in Titancraft that has ever done a survival build bigger than this. The scale of this thing, I mean, the fact that in total, we need, what, up close to 200,000 blocks for this? Like, it's unrivaled in this group. I mean, it's 4 times the Season 5 Nether Hub. And that was a big use of my time. And I think, actually, thinking back, I guess spoiler alert to the old series, I think we even may have cheated a little bit on that Nether Hub. I think when building the map, I don't think we did the map legit on the server, because of the fact that we were in such a hurry to get it done before episode 100, because I was very, very irritated that no one was working on it. And so I think we sat down one afternoon, and I think we used Schematica with Creative so that way we could have infinite blocks for the printer. And I think we just...
I actually want to think how many blocks that is. That can go across its entire world border, one way to another. From one side to another, and have it 12 blocks wide, and still have enough to have another block that goes halfway.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how many blocks it is.
The sheer scale of the Nether Hub is just insane, and I'm very proud of it. I should point out, it's very much a build I like, and I do intend, after the Nether Hub and Spawn are done, I'm going to start working on my own build for the season, which should, keyword should, be my largest single-player build I've ever attempted. What's the recording time? Actually, I need to quickly check that out. 12 minutes, sorry, we got a bit longer. So, I mean, I am going to go from one extreme to the other here. I mean, I'm going for my own solo projects. I do have a very, very big build in mind. Now, I think the only hint...
Except I'm going to be back here.
Yeah,
I need to build it.
Although I think the only hint I've given out about my build, and actually I'll be back here when I start building my thing, is that it's going to involve a lot of quartz. And I guess I can spoil it's also going to involve a lot of glass. The other spoiler is that I don't want to bring back the exact storage room I had in Season 5, but I do want to bring back something reminiscent of it, because I really missed that storage room, and I got such a short time to enjoy it that season that I don't know how I want to lay it out yet, because in the idea I have for a base, it wouldn't work the greatest. But I'm going to do some experimenting, and maybe I'll kind of change my way, I guess, as I think of ideas. I will.
That's nice. You better have a bet on you.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, we're gonna
so there are definitely, I definitely have lots of ideas for a big build, and I can't wait to share it. It's gonna be really fun. I want my final base of the Titancraft series to be something really grand and something really out there, and that's why I'm gonna put a ton of planning into it. I mean, I was gonna do a bunch of planning earlier in the year, and I just got busy with school. I think once I have Spawn done, I'll probably start working on designing it off camera. Now, I guess, not to sound too greedy here, I think part of the general flow that's going to happen is, as we get farther into the season, I'm probably going to step back my involvement in the Nether Hub once I oversee the material gathering quite well. And I'll just help share the schematic out when we start placing blocks eventually, because, to be very honest with you, I have a lot of other projects to work on this season, and considering I'm going to take full charge of Spawn along with, I believe, as long as Hintron still is interested, Hintron and I are basically going to take care of Spawn on our own. I mean, at this point, if I kind of have an idea of using some snow in it, which I might together, but for the most part, all the materials for Spawn I really already have, so there's not a whole lot of reason right now that we need the entire community to build Spawn. It's just going to be my general frame of a build, and then Hintron's going to do a ton of terraforming for me. So I mean, spawn is definitely going to be more my focus, though. I think it's something I want done. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I preferably want the spawn done before we get to our anniversary next month, which is now just, what, 35 days away, something like that. It is close. I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm thinking about designing spawn this weekend. I'm going to try... I mean, I've already started a little bit, but it's got a long way to go. And it's also, I guess, little micro spoiler, if you're like, oh, Titanic, what is this thing going to look like? It's going to be very reminiscent of, the spawn from Season 5. Very much. But very different. So it's not like I'm going to rebuild the same spawn we had back then. But it is going to definitely look familiar if you've seen it. I'll say that much. It'll be cool. I promise. I can't wait to show it. Alright, what's the going down? Clash, how much space do you have for sandstone?
For sandstone?
For sand, still.
Like a little over a shulker box. I don't know where that third one is. I think I left that third one at home. Oh, that's right. I was emptying it out.
Because
I never actually emptied it out.
Yeah, because
I left it at my house.
From my last sand gathering episode, I never emptied those.
I thought I had 3, but I only had 2. Because I wanted to use those shulker boxes, but no, they've been full of elytras.
Wait a second, I'm just gonna look at something on my material list here. Where is it?
I mean, you see, that's a bit of a problem.
Sand stack. Yeah, okay.
I don't think many people have that problem, though.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of the sand. Yeah.
Oh yeah, why can't you use your shulker boxes? Oh yeah, they're full of elytras. What?
Yeah, that's an unusual problem.
Yeah, that's why my shop's not advertisement time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna advertise that once.
I guess speaking of advertising, I kind of am starting to slowly up my game with public advertising at Titancraft again. Expect now, rough ETA. I kind of delayed it from my original plan. Originally, I was gonna start in June. I got so busy and behind with everything in May that I'm just with school and getting fieldwork done IRL that I just couldn't bring myself to try to flood myself with the stress of getting all that stuff put together to try to get new people, but also then flooding the group with new members when I'm not really around to do a whole lot. And so right now I'm trying to really get the group reorganized a little bit and get some infrastructure done on the server so that way we can go right around our anniversary, try to get a whole bunch of new Titans. That's kind of my ideal situation. I'm looking forward to it. I have some different ideas, which again, I'll make an entire video dedicated to that when it's time, when the time will be. Again, maybe around our anniversary, maybe a little later. Probably not sooner. Clash, I'm going to go to the storage room for the nether hub, and I'm going to go dump off the sand that it can fit in there, and then the rest of it I'm going to go leave in the overworld to smelt. So basically, I'm going to fill up what sand supply, the sand for the nether hub map I'm going to drop off. So that way I can start checking off what is completed, because it's going to be a very, very long task to get everything put together. I'm hoping we can do it, though, in a reasonable amount of time. I mean, I think one thing that does but doesn't work to advantage is the release of 1.16 means I'm not going to be able to have a mod for a while, which means while we wait for like Lightmatica to update, and I guess for that matter Fabric to run it, that means we're not going to really have to stress about building another hub for a short while, because we're just going to be waiting to get mods to build another hub. So I mean, there is going to be kind of a buffer time, because there's absolutely no way that we're going to be able to finish the nether hub that quickly unless we like go into absolute overdrive in the next 10 days. And I mean, I guess the other possibility is that I just really drive home that we need to get the map done, because realistically I can build the rest of the nether hub off of memory, and everybody else can just follow the pattern. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's the map that is so extremely intricate that we have to have a mod for. I mean, it would take us literally.
Yeah, the rest of the design you can go. That's possible.
No, it's very doable. But the map would take us probably over 7 days of playtime to get to. Oh God, where's their hole here?
If I had a third Joker box, I'd fill that up, but you know, I still have to empty it out of all that.
So yeah, I did get everything labeled here though, so now every single material we need is officially listed.
Wait, is there a sand chest?
In here?
Yeah.
The only sand chest in here is for the map sand. I don't have any like for the material sand for the glass, which is I am trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with all my overflow here, because I'm gonna have lots of extra here, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it right now because we do need to find it a home.
I do want to actually build an auto smelter in my house because I realized my whole stack of dark oak. I'm like, I could use that to smelt it, but theoretically, if you were to smelt that into kelp, it's 6 planks for a single kelp block. So basically 9 smelting items worth turned into 20. You over double your amount of smelted blocks.
Yeah, okay, let's see. So sandstone
So
should
smelt
be
in like
here.
6 double chests, I could smelt somewhere closer to 13.
So sandstone takes 12 stacks and 50. I'm trying, one thing I'm split about here, do I include the overflow sandstone? Like, do I really want to run it down to be absolutely exact, or do I want a little bit of extra in the chests? I guess for now, we'll say a little bit of extra is okay. Because in case we lose a few, that I guess consider the signs, maybe I'll put a sign up here. Yeah, I'll just say, sign requirements are min.
What's the exact number?
Extra is okay to prevent any errors. Like, I mean, because it is possible we could accidentally like drop an item and burn it or something. Because this is hell.
Use the make the ocean entirely out of diamond blocks.
No.
Wait a minute, I didn't grab the shulker boxes.
That's not helpful.
I was heading back, I didn't grab the shulker boxes. I literally just got into there, I was just about to start running, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have shulker boxes.
Alright, let me chuck this away. That one is...
You know, the entire double chest of sand that I just mined, I don't have.
Alright, there's a double chest.
I did mine like 10 stacks for like my own use. Because, you know, there may be some other...
Oh boy, okay, that is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 stacks and 7. Okay, we'll just go with an entire extra half a stack to be safe. I won't waste any more than that.
It is time for Prismarine Monopoly.
Yeah, so at some point, we'll all work on getting other sand. I think the next episode, we might go get more sand or we'll go do gravel. I want to do a bit of everything. I'm saving terracotta for something special in a couple of days. I have a plan to build on the terracotta episodes. So we're gonna wait on terracotta a little bit here. But
why don't we go to a gravelly mountain?
I don't think the gravel is that thick in the gravelly mountains, is it?
Hmm.
I think it's just like a 1-layer thick deal, and I don't really like. I'm okay absolutely just scraping the bottom of the oceans out. Whereas natural terrain, I try to not completely ruin unless it's a desert biome. That's a long ways from spawn.
That's quite a bit of a way, so yeah, that's why we're doing that.
But yeah, anyways, that's gonna do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. So on that note, have such a great day. This has been a Titancraft, and we will see you guys
in the next episode
of Titancraft
Season 10.
Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye bye.